combat. The name says it all. I'm Hakeem Branch.
Rob Jarrell.
And today we're going to preview the Bernard Hopkins-Shumenov title fight that's happening this Saturday, April 19th in Washington, D.C. Almost our hometown. It's pretty close to us down here in Richmond. But on that card as well, we got Peter Quillen defending his belt against, pronounce the name for me.
I believe it's Lucas Konechny.
Yeah, that's how buzzworthy this guy is.
Look, I'm not trying to mispronounce the man's name on purpose. I just have a hard time doing it. I'm sorry. If you want to correct me, please leave it in the comment section.
Actually do that. If you know who this guy is, let us know, because we don't. And I watch a lot of fighters from all around the world, and I have no clue who this guy is. Anyway, let's move on. Also, we got a title fight between Paulie Malignaggi and Sean Porter. Sean Porter is defending his belt that he won from Devin Alexander back in December on the Judah Malignaggi card. So, it was or was it the Brona?
It was
either one. He won it
from yes.
He won it from Devin Alexander in a pretty good fight, and I'm expecting that one to be pretty good too. And then, like I said, we got Hopkins and Shumenov in the main event. So let's start with Malignaggi and Porter. In Malignaggi, we got the boxer, loves to use his jab, probably the most active jab in the business right now, against Porter, who is a very rough and tumble guy. Kind of reminds me of Tim Bradley early on in his career, when he was very rough, very wild, a lot of wide shots, very physically strong, and could really overwhelm guys with that strength. And Malignaggi's been around the block many times. He's been in there with the best. He's gone rounds with Cotto. He's gone rounds with Ricky Hatton. He's gone rounds with Amir Khan, Zab Judah. Yeah, I mean, those are pretty big names right there. Very experienced guys, and some of them he held his own, some of them he didn't. But he's been in the ring with these guys. I know with Miguel Cotto, he got his face broken orbital bone, and he was winning rounds late in that fight, and he got his orbital bone broken in the second round. So as far as the physical strength and the manhandling of Sean Porter that he does, I don't think that's going to be something that will make Malignaggi uncomfortable. He'll probably be used to it, and I think those fights were also at 140, so Malignaggi's going to be bigger and stronger as well. So he's a physically strong guy even though he's not a powerful guy. You got anything you want to add?
Well, one, this fight's going the distance. Paulie Malignaggi is not a power puncher. He can lay hands on you. He's a value puncher, but as far as taking you out, I don't see it happening. And let's face it, Sean Porter has a very nice chin, followed by him being very physically strong. If I'm not mistaken, he came down from 160. I think he started his career 154, even 160. So for him to shrink down to 147, he's short, so he's physically strong, compact,
very stocky.
Very stocky. He's not really that fast, but he is athletic. But he's not a knockout artist either. So what I'm looking for in this fight is for him to crowd Malignaggi as best he can to kind of take away the boxing ability of Paulie Malignaggi.
Yeah.
And the thing about Paulie Malignaggi is he can box, but if you're going to get into a brawl, he doesn't mind getting into a brawl.
Yeah, he will fire those shots at you, and it's weird. Like, with the exception of Ricky Hatton and Amir Khan, like, people really don't kind of rush him either. Like, Ricky Hatton is kind of like when you get to like a pressure fighter, he's almost up there, not quite elite like a Duran or Chavez Sr. He's not that good, but he's a little bit under them, to the point where if you're not like a Mayweather upper echelon type of guy, that pressure's really going to bother you. And with Amir Khan, like, his hand speed was just so much better than Malinagi's that he was just beating him to the punch all night. And it wasn't really a brawl. It was kind of like high-speed contact chess. And Amir Khan was just a lot faster than him. And both of those fights, he had Buddy McGirt in the corner. I don't think that they even needed to stop either one of those fights. No. But he's one of those trainers where if he sees that you're not going to win, he's like, I'm not going to let you take any kind of punishment. Even though you're not being hurt or anything, you're still getting punched in the face, which could affect you later on in life. So I'm going to stop the fight.
And the thing about Paulie Malignaggi, I mean, he can be hit.
He can.
He can be hit. He actually fights a lot with his hands down. He shoots his jab from his hip a lot. So it's a place where you won't see it, but it makes him susceptible if you can get close or if you have great hand speed. But because Porter doesn't have the hand speed of Broner or Amir Khan, I don't think he's going to have the success that those two have had. But that remains to be seen. That's why we watch the fights. I'm looking forward to it because it's a young, up-and-coming champion. I mean, he does have a belt versus the old line with a lot of moxie left.
Yeah. I'm going to take the less sexy pick on this one. I think I'm going Malignaggi split decision. Porter's going to do a lot of rough housing on the inside. A lot of judges don't really score that kind of stuff. He's going to be pretty effective there, but when they get out in space, Malignaggi's going to touch him enough to convince the judges that he deserves a victory.
That's right.
Now, let's move on to the main event, because like I said, that first fight on the card is pretty much a showcase. Bernard, the alien, Hopkins?
He's the alien now.
Yeah, I really prefer the executioner over the alien, but hey, I don't have to walk around with the name. It's going against Hopkins-Shumenov, who I've seen quite a few times. I'm actually pretty impressed with the guy. He's one of those Eastern European guys. He's from, like,
I want to say he's from Russia, kind of the same place.
Maybe Ukraine. He is from that geographical area. He has the same build as, like, what's my man's name? Triple G.
He's the same place from, like, either Triple G or Provodnikov.
Yeah.
You know, Eastern European, possibly Western Russia.
Right.
Solid guys who look like they fight trees just cause.
Yeah. And just carry around bricks for fun. But he's also a volume puncher, something that both Triple G and Provodnikov are not, which is pretty interesting. I've seen him throw a lot of punches in fights. And I've also seen him be very precise in fights as well, especially in his last fight. I think of Thomas Kovacs he fought.
Yes.
I mean, he was a surgeon in that one and dropped him 3 times in that fight before the ref stopped it. Now, against Bernard Hopkins, he's dealing with someone who has a plethora of fights, a boatload of experience, a great corner. You really think he's up against it in this fight. But as Rob has pointed out to me, B-Hop kind of has problems with volume punchers.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I believe the last person he lost to was Joe Calzaghe, who was a high volume puncher. Now, Shumenov doesn't have the hand speed of Calzaghe.
Nowhere near.
But neither did Jermaine Taylor, and Jermaine Taylor did give Hopkins some problems because he was just busy.
Right.
Now, with Pascal, he was busy at first. He kind of got tired later on. That allowed B-Hop to really start picking him apart. But those first 3 rounds, especially in the first fight, he had a lot of problems.
That's right.
He was dropped twice, I believe.
Yes.
In that fight. So this is going to be actually a very interesting matchup. You got a strong volume puncher who can be very sharp against an old master who can pretty much do almost anything. I mean, for a guy that's pushing 50, he's got pretty decent hand speed. Who was the guy he fought last? I remembered it, I forgot it, and I remembered it, and I forgot it because I wanted to say something about it, and now I can't remember the guy's name again. Sorry about that. But he was really moving his hands in that fight.
That's right.
He can be the surgeon like he was against Tarver, where he's very selective with his punches and very accurate. I think he was really accurate in the Calzaghe fight. He's very crafty in that one as well. Even though it didn't turn out in his favor. Same thing with Jermaine Taylor. Gosh, not remembering this guy's name is really killing me.
Look, we'll put it down right here.
Yeah. At some point during this conversation, I had a name down here because it's really making me mad that I don't remember it. It is kind of late. That's what it's late. That's why I'm gonna leave it at that. You got anything you want to add, Rob?
In this fight, depending on which Shumenov comes out to start the first half of the fight is how I think B-Hop will take the first few rounds and figure out what he needs to do. If a very aggressive value punching Shumenov comes out, it's going to take about 3 to 4 rounds for B-Hop to decide or figure out what strategy he's going to need at that point. I think because of the hand speed or lack thereof from Shumenov, he can use his aggressiveness against Shumenov by punching, of course, in between those volleys or just in between his punches because...
Wait, I'm going to try and find this joint.
Because he's a very precise counterpuncher. You can actually see that in the Pascal fight. But if he comes out measured and if Hopkins is forced to leave, I think that Shumenov can overwhelm him late. I don't want to discredit B-Hop because, let's face it, he's pushing 50 and he has proved all of us wrong for, what, the last 10 years?
Yeah, they really swore he was done. It's 14 years because they thought that Felix Trinidad was going to take him out.
Yeah.
And that was 2001. Okay, 13 years. Here we are in 2014, and this guy is kicking guys' butts who are my age, and I'm 31 now.
Yeah, just almost half his age, and he's making him look bad. So I think it depends more on how Shumenov comes out first, and then how B-Hop responds.
Karo Murat, I'm sorry.
Yes. Yeah.
I had to find that out. I'm sorry, guys. It was really bugging me.
Dang, I just know in my mind I would have been wrong. But I think it depends because, again, Shumenov he can start out volume punching or he can come very measured. And he has, actually, it's a weird rhythm, but he has really good technique in his attack. Yeah. I don't think it's going to go, well, I don't think there's going to be a KO. I think it's going to go all 12 rounds. Very close, unless B-Hop, again, turns back or has some kind of great strategy to just pick Shumenov apart. But he could be forced into a fight.
Yeah. I'm thinking, like you said, if Shumenov comes out kind of measured, not ready for the moment, B-Hop starts to pick him apart early. If he comes with the volume, B-Hop picks him apart late. I am going with B-Hop. He's got a lot more experience, a lot more tools in the toolbox. I would not be surprised if Shumenov were to pull it out if it goes to the cards based on the activity. And he will land some good shots, especially early to Hopkins. So it may sway the judges, and he may win enough of the early rounds for them to give him the decision. But if he does get the decision, it may be a little controversial.
Yeah. Anything else?
No, that's it, guys. We hope you enjoyed the fight. Hopefully we get some good entertaining scraps. If you enjoyed the Sweet Science, I hope you get a lot of that. If you enjoy some good hard brawls, hope you get some of that too.
And there are fights all weekend. There is a Fox Sports card on Thursday, I believe. And I think and of course there's ESPN Friday Night Fights.
Yeah, they're doing the Boxino tournament middleweight semifinals.
Yes.
Semifinals, that should be pretty good. The quarterfinals, I think most of the fights ended in knockouts. I think 4 out of 6 or something like that. 4 out of 8, something like that. They ended in knockouts. So these guys are bringing some power.
Pardon me.
Yeah, he's going to check on that. But
yeah.
Also, they have some fights going on over in England as well.
Yeah. there are actually, it's a full weekend for the fights. I believe it is Thursday through Saturday.
I think they got some UFC on this weekend too.
So this weekend is the
19th.
Okay, so you got ESPN Sports. You have again the Boxino for middleweight semifinals. That should be good. There's there is Showtime. Showbox with Collado and Rod Salka. They're really pushing Salka. Hope he looks better this time around. And there is the Fox Sports one, which is also Friday night. That's going to feature Errol Spence, and there's going to be the main event is Alan Sanchez versus Jorge Silva.
I'm kind of fond of Errol Spence. I think he's got some potential.
And yes, at AWE there's Scott Quigg versus.
Is it Frampton?
No, this is a guy named Munyai. I can't pronounce his first name. He's not from Britain or America.
That looks maybe Japanese, maybe Thai.
Anyway, there is a weekend full of fights, so please take advantage of them. And like you said, I believe there is some
mixed martial arts action going on.
So if you're not doing anything, sit down in front of the television, enjoy some fisticuffs, and I believe you will have a great weekend.
Oh yeah. So that's it for this video, guys. Hope you liked the video. Make sure you click like if you do like the video, thumbs up on YouTube, like button on Facebook, +1 Google+. If you have anything that you want to add, there's a comment section down there. Let us know. If you got any questions, put them down in the comment section, or you can shoot us an email at capitalcombat@gmail.com. We will respond to you either by email or by video, depending on how complicated the answer is. Share this video with your friends. Post it up on Facebook, Google+, any other social networking sites you may be on. Share it. We love to have more people watching the videos. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. If your friends like fights and they haven't subscribed to our channel, make sure you get them to subscribe to our channel. And then we can have almost like a roundtable discussion over the internet. It's awesome. We've done it a few times. It's great to talk to people all over the world via the internet about stuff you love. So we're looking forward to hearing from you guys, and we'll catch you in the next episode. Peace.
This is round one, and you've already lost. They don't seem to see that everything we've done is coming and cost. My fists are on fire. I perform till I perspire. My demons are in a rage. Keep thinking that it's a game. I kick rhyme, hurricane. I told them I don't play. I'm liquid.
Black Street Fighter.